Hello everyone, welcome to Coding Vlog. Today in this video we're gonna talking about blah 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 Listview. So if you may working in real project or whatever, you maybe stumble upon these things a lot. So this is a list view. This is a viewing a list, of course. So what is list view? Yeah, it's a list. Maybe if you want to see a list of user or a list of everything that you want to be viewed in list. So this is a list view. So I don't know, this expo is my queue position is 2. I don't want to do it. I don't need to run it on your phone. So let's go make a list view. Okay, so this is my previous code, my previous apps in previous video. So okay, so I think uh we have to make a new component. So you can delete this or modify this code, or I'm just gonna create a new JavaScript file. Maybe we name it list component. Okay, yes, okay, so delete. Okay, so usual we need to import React component in here because React Native is using React for its library. So we need to import React, and we gonna need this as well. It's React Native library, and then you can copy paste this into our new. Oops, yeah. So change this into list component. Okay, so it's a usual in a class of a component in React Native. We need a function called render to render the view onto the screen. The render is returning a JavaScript component like this. So you can call it. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is it? Maybe delete in this. Yeah, a view. Let's just leave it like that. So you need a view. Remember a render function returning only one component like this, and this is a view. So you might be using this a view, or you can just use a flat list. So this gonna return a flat list onto your screen. So I think this just close in here because we don't need any other component inside of this flat list. So this flat list need two properties. It's a data. A data is an object, and you need an array in here. So this is your data that you want to display on your screen, and then a render item. This render item is um, also a callback function. So this render item function is gonna render your list of data into the list. So okay, let's just make a variable in here. Let's say it's a, user data or something like that. So it's an array, uh, an array of object. You need to make this an object. So this data uh, can be retrieved uh, from the API or something like that. So just make this hard code in here. So, okay, so see keys. So this render item is gonna need a key. It's required. So if you don't have a key variable or object in here, it's gonna a warning. So okay, maybe we can see this name at first. So name is Jody, and maybe oops. Oh, whoa. Jody coding vlog. So this is your data, and this data is required in here. So you just call it in here. Semicolon forgot. Okay, so now render item is a function. This property needs to be a function. So you have a function. It's just like any other function, the arrow function, but you have to pass a variable in here because render item is gonna passing a variable into this function. So you need this object in here. So let's say this a user object. So now this render item is gonna render every single object in this array. So this is an array of objects. This object 1, object 2, object 3, and so on, so on. You have an object in here, so you have to pass an object, otherwise it's not gonna work. So this render is gonna render a component. So let's say a text maybe, or I just use a text now. Yeah, text. Make it okay. Now this text is gonna print name from this data. So you have this object of user. So you just need to print it like this, user dot name. So if you reload, oh sorry, we need to change from the app as well. So this is gonna return this component. So you have to return this as a list component. This component we have. So you need to import it first. List component from list component, and then return it in here. Delete this title, and then reload. Okay, FlatList is not defined. Okay. Remember to import it as well in here from React Native. Okay, cannot read property of name. Okay, what's going on in here? User.name render item. Yep. It's also in here an object. We have an object. What is going on in here? You have name. Okay, let's delete this and change to this. Okay, actually we have a name in here. Or maybe we have to make this a key because this render item is gonna require a key. So you have seen here missing keys from item for items. Okay, you have this, but why I can't print it in here? Maybe because that. Wow. Wait a minute. What is it? Okay. This user is in here. Why it's not working? Okay, just see in here, we have just the same. Okay, let's just change this into this. This is gonna be the same, I think. Wow, look at that. Wow. Oh, so you have to name it item, I think. My bad, sorry. So I think this render item is gonna return all of its item name item from this object name item. Seems like uh in previous video we have error in here. I think this text is always gonna be a text variable because its default value is text. I think this is, yeah, I think that's the problem. My bad, sorry. Okay, so now we have this item as a list. So now you can see this is a tree data from this user. So you have to make a key and then render it in here. This key cannot be the same value because it's gonna return warning or error. Let's see, encounter two children with the same key. This key is kind of like primary key. So you have, if you fetch this data from the API, it's gonna return an ID. You should uh, make that ID in here to be a key variable object. So okay, change it to, this is it, a flat list. A flat list is gonna a flat list. You know, this is a flat list. So it's a flat, a user list, general, cannot do anything. Okay, maybe we're gonna add some touch of style in here. Style seed dot create. This is creating your style into your component. So you have style and let's say item. Let's make its padding, I think, to be 10 and font size to be 20. Height is 45 or 40, and then you in here style is style.item. So you now have this style. Oh, I think the height is not matching in here. Let's see 50. Okay, so this is a flat list. So might be you need to make this touchable or be a button, so you need to make this a touchable highlight. So if you get into this React Native documentation, you have this touchable opacity, touchable highlight. So let's just touchable opacity, and then okay, let's just grab some of it. Maybe this. Okay, maybe just try it. So now you have touchable opacity as the item of it. Close the bracket and then move it onto this and then change it style. This is why I use this touchable opacity touchable component from React Native, because if you use a button you cannot do a style or customize its style or properties like this. So you need to make it as a touchable item component element. Sorry. So you now have this. Let's see. Ah, of course. I'm sorry, React. Okay, now you have this as touchable, so you can click on it. See, now it's clickable and you can see its feedback. Style, key, font size supplied to view. Okay, you can make a few font size. You have to make it in here, and I think we can delete this and you can add it in here as font size. What is it? 20? I think that's touchable. Now let's make it returning a value, so we can see in console here. If you click, there's nothing in here. So what you need to do is uh, add a property on press is equal to mm, a function, and this function is gonna just console log its item dot key. So now if you click flog, you're gonna see flog in here, encoding Jody. So yeah, that's it. And in the future, if you want to um, get a data from this user, you can just send the key and get request respond from the API and view it onto here, or you just alert 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 alert, just like that. So to make it more, you click on, you click, or you touch, because this is a phone. You need to touch, not click it. Touch on coding, Jody, vlog. That's it. So I think that's it from the general FlatList usage. I think in the next video we can deep more. Maybe we can fetch some data from API, from your backend, or something like that, and view it in here. So I think it's on another video. So thank you for watching. If you like this, click like and subscribe if you want to see another video. So if you want to grab my code, you can access my GitHub. I will provide it in the description, and feel free to clone it and see, customize it, maybe what you want. Okay, so that's it from FlatList component in React Native. See you on the next video. Bye. Thank you.